Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speakeasy FM.
Hi, we're excited you're here today.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Ian. And on this channel, we help you practice real, everyday English.
The kind people actually use, not textbook English.
If you like our videos, please subscribe and hit like. It really helps us.
Thank you so much. Okay, Ian, quick question. Do you own any Bitcoin?
Define own.
Ian?
I bought a tiny amount 3 years ago. Then I forgot my password. It's gone forever.
Gone forever?
Locked inside my old phone. Forever. Somewhere out there, a tiny piece of Bitcoin is just floating, lost, like a little digital ghost.
Okay, that's actually a perfect way to start today's topic.
Because today, we're talking about Bitcoin.
Yes, and don't worry if you know nothing about it. By the end of this episode, you will actually understand how it works.
Real talk. No boring textbook stuff.
Quick tip before we start. If you want to slow the video down, tap the settings icon on YouTube, choose playback speed, and pick what feels comfortable for you.
Okay, Stacy, let's start with the story everyone loves, the pizza.
Tell me about the pizza.
Okay, so back in 2010, a man wanted pizza. Simple, right?
Very simple.
He had this new internet money called Bitcoin. Almost nobody used it back then. It wasn't worth much at all.
How much did he pay?
He paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas.
10,000?
10,000. At the time, that was worth about $40. 2 pizzas, $40. Totally normal price.
Okay, that seems fine so far.
Except today, those same 10,000 Bitcoin would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wait, what?
Hundreds of millions for pizza.
That poor man.
People actually celebrate that day now. They call it Bitcoin Pizza Day.
They celebrate someone's biggest mistake?
It's not really a mistake. It's history. It shows how new and wild this whole idea was back then.
Okay, now I actually want to know. What even is Bitcoin? And who made it?
Okay, this part is genuinely wild. Bitcoin was created by someone named Satoshi Nakamoto.
Okay, so who is that?
Nobody knows.
What do you mean nobody knows?
I mean exactly that. Nobody has ever met this person. Nobody knows their real name. Nobody even knows if it's one person or a whole group of people.
Wait, so the creator of Bitcoin is just a mystery?
A total mystery. In 2008, this name posted a paper online explaining the whole idea. Then in 2010, this person just disappeared, stopped posting, vanished.
That's like a movie plot.
It really is. And here's the part that makes it even crazier. Satoshi still owns around 1 million Bitcoin from the early days.
1 million? How much is that worth today?
Tens of billions of dollars. Just sitting there, untouched, for over a decade.
Why hasn't this person just taken the money?
Nobody knows that either. Maybe they lost the private key. Maybe they don't want to be found. Maybe they passed away. People have guessed for years, and nobody has proven anything.
People must have theories, though.
So many theories. Journalists have accused several different tech people over the years. Every single one denied it. None of it was ever confirmed.
So somewhere out there might be a secret billionaire who just never showed up.
Exactly. And honestly, that mystery is part of why people find Bitcoin so fascinating. It didn't come from a bank or a government or a famous company. It came from an anonymous idea that nobody can even trace back to a real person.
Okay, that's genuinely one of the most interesting things I've heard all year.
Right? Now that we've got the mystery out of the way, let's actually explain what this thing does. Good question. Let's keep it really simple. Bitcoin is digital money.
Digital money. So it only exists online?
Exactly. No paper, no coins, nothing you can hold in your hand.
Okay, but the money in my banking app is also just numbers on a screen.
True, but here's the big difference. Your bank controls that money. A company controls it. A government controls it.
And Bitcoin?
Nobody controls Bitcoin. No bank, no government, no single company.
Then who keeps track of who has what?
This is the cool part. Everyone does. Together.
Everyone?
Think of it like a giant notebook. Everyone who uses Bitcoin has a copy of the exact same notebook.
And what's written in the notebook?
Every single transaction ever made. Every time someone sends Bitcoin to someone else, it gets written down, and everyone's notebook updates at the same time.
So nobody can secretly change the numbers.
Exactly. If someone tried to cheat, their notebook wouldn't match everyone else's. People would notice immediately.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
It really is. That shared notebook has a name. It's called the blockchain.
Blockchain. I've heard that word so many times and never understood it.
Now you do. It's just a shared notebook that nobody can secretly rewrite.
Okay, this is making sense. But who writes the new entries? Who checks that they're correct?
Great question. There's no boss. Instead, there are people called miners.
Miners? Like digging in the ground?
Ha, no gold, no dirt. These miners use powerful computers.
What do the computers actually do?
They check the new transactions. They make sure nobody is cheating. Then they add the confirmed transactions to the notebook.
And why would anyone spend money on powerful computers just to check other people's transactions?
Because it pays. When a miner successfully adds a new page to the notebook, they get a reward. Brand new Bitcoin.
So it's basically a competition.
A huge one. Computers all over the world racing to solve a puzzle first. Whoever solves it first gets the reward.
That sounds like it needs a lot of electricity.
A lot. That's actually one of the big criticisms of Bitcoin. All those computers use a huge amount of power.
Okay, that's fair. Every system has a downside.
Every system does. But that's the basic idea. Miners check the notebook and they get paid in Bitcoin for doing it.
Got it. So there's only a limited amount of new Bitcoin being made?
Very limited. And that actually leads to something really interesting.
Interesting how?
There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Ever. No more will be created after that.
21 million total? In the whole world?
In the whole world. Forever. Compare that to regular money. Governments can print more dollars whenever they need to.
And when you print more money,
it usually becomes worth less. That's part of why prices go up over time. We call that inflation.
But Bitcoin can't do that.
It can't. Nobody can just create more of it. That's part of why some people call it digital gold. Gold is valuable partly because there's a limited amount of it in the earth.
So Bitcoin is like gold, but online.
That's the comparison a lot of people make. Limited supply, and if more people want it, the price goes up.
Okay, but the price also goes up and down so much. One week it's high, the next week it crashes.
Extremely true. Bitcoin is famous for that. We call it volatility.
Why does it swing so much?
A few reasons. It's still pretty new. There's no central bank controlling the price. And a lot of the buying and selling is based on emotion. Fear, excitement, rumors.
So people panic and sell, or get excited and buy.
Exactly. One tweet, one news headline, and the price can jump 10% in a single day.
That sounds stressful.
It really can be. Which brings up an important point. This isn't financial advice, by the way. We're just explaining how it works.
Very important disclaimer. We're English teachers, not financial advisors.
Correct. So now that we know why it's valuable and why it moves around so much, let's talk about something practical. How do people actually get some? You can't just walk into a regular bank and ask for Bitcoin.
So where do people get it?
Most people use something called an exchange. It's basically an app or website where you trade regular money for Bitcoin.
Like a currency exchange at the airport.
Kind of like that, yes. You put in dollars and you get out Bitcoin, or a piece of Bitcoin, since one whole Bitcoin is expensive.
Wait, you can buy just a piece of it?
Absolutely. You don't need to buy a whole one. You can buy tiny fractions, even $5 worth.
Oh, that's much more realistic for most people.
Way more realistic. Now, once you have some, you need somewhere to keep it. That's called a wallet.
A digital wallet.
Right. And this is exactly where my sad story from the beginning comes in.
The lost Bitcoin.
The lost Bitcoin. Every wallet has something called a private key. Think of it like a secret password, but way more important.
More important than a regular password?
Way more important. If you forget a website password, you click Forgot Password and they email you a new one.
And with Bitcoin?
Nobody can send you a new key. There's no customer service line to call. If you lose your private key, that Bitcoin is gone. Forever.
That's terrifying.
It really is. People have lost house-sized fortunes just by throwing away an old hard drive.
An actual hard drive?
One man in England accidentally threw his hard drive in the trash. It had thousands of Bitcoin on it, worth millions today. It's sitting in a landfill somewhere right now.
That is genuinely painful to hear.
Very painful. So, lesson number 1. If you ever own Bitcoin, write your private key down somewhere very safe.
Not on a sticky note on your monitor.
Definitely not that. Somewhere safe and private.
Quick question before we move on. Is Bitcoin the only one of these? I hear other names too.
Great question. Bitcoin was the first, but it's definitely not the only one. There are thousands of other cryptocurrencies now.
Thousands?
Thousands. Most people call them altcoins, short for alternative coins. The most famous one after Bitcoin is probably Ethereum.
What makes Ethereum different?
Bitcoin was really built to be digital money. Ethereum was built to do more things. Developers can build entire apps on top of it.
So it's like Bitcoin's more ambitious cousin.
That's a good way to put it. But here's an important detail. Bitcoin is still the biggest and the most well-known by far. When people say crypto in a general way, they're often really just picturing Bitcoin.
Why did Bitcoin become the famous one if there are thousands of others?
Simple. It was first. It had a head start and it built the most trust over time. New coins come and go constantly. Some are exciting for a few months and then completely disappear.
That sounds risky.
Extremely risky. Actually, more risky than Bitcoin itself. Some newer coins have no real use at all. People buy them purely hoping the price goes up, and then it just crashes to zero.
So if someone's curious about crypto, Bitcoin is the safer place to start learning.
Generally, yes. It's the original, it's the most studied, and it's the one most people trust the most, even with all its ups and downs.
Good to know. Okay, now let's get back to the practical stuff. Okay, let's clear up some confusion. Is Bitcoin legal?
In most countries, yes. You can legally buy, sell, and own it.
Most countries?
Some countries have banned it or put strong restrictions on it. It really depends where you live, so it's smart to check the rules in your own country.
Fair enough. What about the old idea that Bitcoin is just for criminals?
That was a bigger issue years ago. Early on, some people used it for illegal things online because they assumed it was completely anonymous.
Is it anonymous?
Actually, not really. Remember, every transaction is public. Anyone can look at the notebook. It's more private than public, but it's not invisible. Police have tracked down criminals through Bitcoin transactions plenty of times.
Interesting. So the same notebook that keeps it honest also makes it traceable.
Exactly. These days, most Bitcoin activity is completely normal. People buying it as an investment, companies accepting it as payment, that kind of thing.
Are there actual places you can spend it? Like buying a coffee?
Some places, yes. More shops accept it every year, though honestly, most people treat it more like an investment than everyday money. Kind of like buying gold and locking it in a safe rather than spending it at the grocery store.
That makes sense with how much the price jumps around. Nobody wants to buy a $2 coffee that suddenly costs $20 next week.
Exactly the problem. It's hard to use something as everyday money when the value keeps changing so fast.
Okay, last question. And I know everyone watching wants to ask this. Should people buy Bitcoin?
I can't tell you what to do with your money, but here's the honest truth. Only ever put in money you can afford to lose completely.
Completely?
Completely. Because it really can go to zero, or it can go up massively. Nobody actually knows for sure.
So treat it like a risky bet, not like a safe savings account.
That's a smart way to think about it. Do your own research. Don't just buy because your cousin told you to.
Don't listen to your cousin.
Never listen to your cousin about crypto.
What about people who say Bitcoin will replace all money someday?
Honestly, nobody knows the future. Some people truly believe that. Other experts think it will just stay a niche investment. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
So the safest answer really is learn first, then decide for yourself.
That's exactly it. Understand what you're buying before you buy it. That rule applies to Bitcoin and honestly, to pretty much everything in life.
Wise words, Ian.
I have my moments.
Great advice. I think we've actually covered a lot of ground today, and none of it felt like a boring textbook.
Pizza, lost fortunes, digital notebooks, way more fun than a textbook, if you ask me.
Okay, we covered so much today. Let's go through the most useful words one by one.
Great idea. First word, blockchain. We already explained this one, but let's make it stick.
A blockchain is a shared notebook that records every transaction, and everyone has a copy of it.
Example, the blockchain shows every Bitcoin transaction ever made. Or, nobody can secretly change the blockchain.
Next word, decentralized.
Decentralized means no single person or company is in charge. Power and control are spread out among many people.
Bitcoin is decentralized, so no government controls it. That's the sentence to remember.
A centralized system has one boss. A decentralized system has no boss at all.
Next, miner.
A miner is a person, or really a computer, that checks transactions and gets rewarded with new Bitcoin.
Miners use powerful computers to confirm transactions. Simple enough.
And it has nothing to do with actual mining. No hard hats involved.
Next word, wallet.
A wallet is where you keep your Bitcoin, but it's digital, not leather.
I keep my Bitcoin in a digital wallet on my phone. You can also say crypto wallet.
Next, and this one is important, private key.
A private key is like a secret password that proves the Bitcoin is yours. If you lose it, you lose access forever.
Never share your private key with anyone. Good rule for life, honestly.
Next word, exchange.
An exchange is a website or app where you trade regular money for Bitcoin or Bitcoin for regular money.
I bought my first Bitcoin on an exchange. That's how most people start.
Next, volatile, or volatility as a noun.
Volatile means the price changes a lot, and quickly. Up and down, up and down.
Bitcoin is famous for being volatile, or the market's volatility makes people nervous.
Next word, scarce, or scarcity.
Scarce means there isn't much of something available. It's limited.
Bitcoin's scarcity is one reason people compare it to gold. Only 21 million will ever exist.
And our last word, crash.
A crash is when the price suddenly drops a lot, very fast.
The price crashed 30% overnight. Not a fun day for anyone holding Bitcoin at that moment.
So, to review, our 9 words: blockchain, decentralized, miner, wallet, private key, exchange, volatile, scarce, and crash.
9 solid words. Try using 2 or 3 of them in a sentence this week. Okay, let's wrap up everything we covered today.
We started with the famous pizza story. 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas, worth hundreds of millions today.
We explained what Bitcoin actually is. Digital money, controlled by nobody, tracked by everybody through the blockchain.
We talked about miners and how computers compete to confirm transactions and earn new Bitcoin.
We talked about why it's worth so much. Only 21 million will ever exist, so people compare it to gold.
We also talked about volatility and why the price jumps around so much.
We covered how people actually buy and store it, using exchanges and wallets, and why a private key is so important.
And my personal favorite, we talked about whether it's legal and whether it's actually anonymous.
Spoiler, it's usually legal, and it's not really anonymous.
A lot of information today, but hopefully none of it felt like homework.
Definitely more fun than homework. Pizza and lost fortunes will do that.
Okay, time for our favorite part, question of the day.
Today we have 2 questions. Answer one or answer both.
First question, had you heard of Bitcoin before this video? What did you already know about it?
Second question, if you had 10,000 Bitcoin back in 2010, would you have bought pizza with it?
Be honest with yourselves.
For example, you could write, I had heard of Bitcoin, but I didn't understand blockchain until now.
Or, no way would I buy pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin. I would wait.
Or maybe you're braver than us. Yes, I would still buy the pizza. Pizza is pizza.
Any answer is a great answer. Write it in the comments below.
We read every single comment.
Everyone, we love hearing what you think.
Thank you so much for watching today.
This was a fun one. Bitcoin sounds complicated, but really, it's just a few simple ideas stacked together.
Digital money, a shared notebook, limited supply, and a bit of risk.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's curious about Bitcoin too.
And subscribe to Speakeasy FM so you never miss a new episode.
Remember, learning happens the same way as everything else. A little bit every single day.
Small and consistent. That's the secret.
From both of us,
Keep learning, keep practicing.
and have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!